Self-sabotage refers to any behavior that actively or passively prevents individuals from achieving their goals or experiencing happiness. At its core, self-sabotage is often rooted in deep-seated psychological mechanisms, including fear of vulnerability, low self-esteem, and unresolved emotional wounds. These patterns can lead people to act in ways that contradict their desires, such as avoiding meaningful relationships while longing for connection, or criticizing others to deflect attention from their own insecurities. Common self-sabotaging behaviors include procrastination, negative self-talk, and social withdrawal. In the age of social media, these patterns frequently extend to online interactions, where individuals may post inflammatory or mocking statements about dating, or publicly shame others for perceived slights. Many people aspire to happiness and success, yet find themselves repeatedly undermining their own progress. Self-sabotage is a common phenomenon, manifesting in behaviors that seem counterproductive, such as posting derogatory comments about the opposite sex, publicly mocking dating, or complaining about personal relationships. While these actions may feel cathartic in the moment, they often reinforce negative cycles and hinder personal growth. Understanding why we engage in self-sabotage is the first step toward breaking free from its grip. Consider the example of someone who refuses to open up emotionally, yet frequently laments their single status. This person might post sarcastic remarks about dating, share memes mocking the opposite sex, or shame others on social media for minor transgressions. On one hand, these behaviors serve as a defense mechanism to protect against vulnerability and disappointment. On the other, they perpetuate isolation and reinforce feelings of loneliness. By ridiculing dating or shaming others, the individual distances themselves from genuine connection. The irony is striking. The very actions intended to shield them from hurt actually create the conditions for their own continued unhappiness and solitude. This behavior sends a warning signal to others so strong it could be spotted from space, making any potential romantic interest wary. The fear of being publicly criticized for any perceived misstep creates a situation where people are inclined to avoid engaging with them altogether. The irony lies in the fact that these individuals already possess the answer to their own predicament. If they pause to reflect on their actions, they would see that their public complaints and refusal to be vulnerable are actively pushing others away. In essence, they are standing in their own way, preventing themselves from finding connection and freedom. The paradox of self-sabotage is that while it attempts to guard oneself from pain, it often results in greater suffering. Publicly complaining about relationships or posting derogatory comments may momentarily validate feelings of frustration, but these behaviors rarely foster positive outcomes. Instead, they tend to alienate potential partners and friends, reinforcing the belief that meaningful relationships are unattainable. Over time, this cycle can lead to increased bitterness, a sense of isolation, and diminished self-worth. The individual may feel trapped, unable to break free from patterns that keep happiness at bay. Self-reflection is a crucial tool for breaking the cycle of self-sabotage. By honestly examining thoughts and behaviors, individuals can begin to recognize the ways in which they undermine their own happiness. This process requires empathy and patience, acknowledging that self-defeating actions are often rooted in past experiences and fears. Through self-reflection, one can identify triggers for negative behaviors, understand their emotional origins, and challenge the beliefs that sustain them. This awareness lays the foundation for meaningful change. If you recognize your own behavior here, there are steps you can utilize for breaking negative cycles and fostering positivity. Practice Self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness, recognizing that everyone has flaws and makes mistakes. Self-compassion reduces shame and encourages growth. Challenge negative beliefs. When you catch yourself thinking or saying harmful things about others or yourself, pause and question the validity of those thoughts. Limit social media venting. Resist the urge to post derogatory or mocking comments. Instead, use private journaling or trusted conversations to process emotions. Embrace vulnerability. Allow yourself to open up in safe spaces, even if it feels uncomfortable. Vulnerability is essential for authentic connection and healing. Set positive intentions. Focus on actions that align with your values and goals, such as expressing gratitude, engaging in healthy relationships, and pursuing meaningful activities. Self-sabotage is a complex and deeply personal challenge, but it is not insurmountable. By understanding the psychological roots of self-defeating behaviors and embracing self-reflection, individuals can begin to break free from negative cycles. Through intentional change and compassionate support, it is possible to move toward happiness, success, and fulfilling relationships. The journey begins with awareness and the courage to choose a more positive path.